Where's the best place to live in the Okanagan? Is it the sun-drenched hills of Peachland, maybe the lakefront buzz of downtown Kelowna, the peaceful vineyards of Naramata, or maybe somewhere totally unexpected? Over 440,000 people call the Okanagan Valley home, and each one of them chose their spot for a specific reason. So I'm going to walk you through 9 different municipalities, being able to show you what each one has to offer, what draws its people, the lifestyle, and everything in between. We'll be starting in Vernon, and we're going to work our way all the way down Okanagan Lake to Penticton, allowing us to give you guys the inside look of how each community feels. And to make it easier, I'm going to use a 6-point scoring system that allows us to take a look at what really matters when you're choosing where to live. Beauty and appeal, walkability and transit, affordability, employment opportunities, schools and services, and activities and attractions. And some of these scores might surprise you. So buckle up, stick with me, and let's take a look at these beautiful regions, some of which are the most beautiful in all of Canada. Let's kick off the tour at the northern end of the Okanagan Valley in Vernon, a welcoming city that offers a completely different vibe than you would find in Kelowna and Penticton. Often called the gateway to the Okanagan, Vernon is where you're really going to start to feel that relaxed, laid-back lake lifestyle really start to kick in as you're traveling down Highway 97. With its small-town charm and laid-back lifestyle, along with some of the most scenic natural backdrops in the Okanagan, Vernon is where you can slow down, spread out, and enjoy everything the Okanagan has to offer. When it comes to beauty and appeal, Vernon might just be the most underrated city in the Okanagan Valley. But once you've been here and seen it, you'll understand why so many people fall in love with it. Framed by rolling hills, scenic orchards, and peaceful farmland, also surrounded by 3 stunning lakes, Lake Okanagan, Swan Lake, and Kelowna Lake, Vernon really does offer the most stunning natural backdrop for everyday life. In fact, Kelowna Lake has been recognized by National Geographic as one of the top 10 most beautiful lakes in the world. And once you've seen its absolutely spectacular turquoise colors shift in the sunlight, you'll understand why it stands up to its name. It's often called the Lake of Many Colors, and it does this year-round. So whether you are a nature lover, maybe an artist or an outdoor enthusiast, or somebody who is just craving a slower paced, stunning lifestyle, then Vernon might just be that perfect fit with a postcard backdrop every day. So giving it a total score of 8 out of 10. While Vernon has a charming, compact downtown core, it wouldn't really qualify as a walkable city, especially once you've left the downtown area. Downtown Vernon, however, is surprisingly walkable. It's cute, compact, and has everything you need, from coffee shops to cafes, restaurants, boutique shopping, and more. So whether you're grabbing a coffee, maybe picking up groceries, or just taking a stroll on the adorable downtown streets, walkability is a real possibility in downtown Vernon. Now, even here in Vernon, the suburban sprawl is real. Those neighborhoods, especially those up in the hills and those surrounding the lakes, do rely heavily on a car. But even relying heavily on a car here in Vernon is so much easier than navigating it in some of those bigger centers like Kelowna and Vancouver. Public transit too is available here in Vernon, and it does connect key communities like Lake Country and Armstrong as well. While the system isn't perfect, it is a great option for those who are commuting or those who don't have a vehicle. So if you want to live in the downtown core of Vernon, walkability is a strong perk. However, if you want to live outside of that, up in the hills or close to those lakes, you're going to be more car dependent. But hey, it comes with the trade-off of stunning views and more space. So we're coming in with a total score of 5 out of 10 when it comes to walkability in the city of Vernon. When it comes to real estate and affordability, Vernon stands out as one of the best value markets in the Okanagan, with home prices consistently below those of markets like Kelowna and Lake Country, allowing Vernon to be a great option for those looking for an entry point. As of this year, we have a median price for single-family homes of $750,000. Townhouses on an average of about $530,000, and condos coming in at about $260,000. With that kind of pricing, combined with Vernon's stunning natural beauty, strong sense of community, and growing amenities, not only makes it a great choice, but also a good long-term investment. As more people discover all that Vernon has to offer and the demand continues to grow, we'll continue to see growth in the market and in rental potentials. In a region where affordability continues to be hard to find, Vernon strikes a great balance of lifestyle, affordability, and long-term investment, coming in with a total score of 7 out of 10. Vernon may not have the same economic drive as, say, Kelowna. However, it does still have a really strong job market, especially when you look at healthcare, education, tourism, and trades. Vernon's Jubilee Hospital is one of the largest employers here in Vernon. However, we do see a growing demand for skilled tradespeople as well as different trades. Now, something that's really cool is Vernon is a huge supporter of small business and entrepreneurs. So this may be a perfect spot for those who are looking to start up a small business or maybe relocate one. Remote workers and freelancers are also finding Vernon more attractive, especially for its affordability and peaceful lifestyle, as well as its growing digital infrastructure. While specialized industries may still require some commuting or remote work, for most, Vernon is now a great option with tons of opportunities in our job force. So I'm giving it a score of 6 out of 10. Vernon is home to a strong public school district, being a part of School District 22, offering programs such as French immersion, trades training, and academic specialties. There's also a private sector here where you have Vernon Christian School and Montessori options as well. Now, when it comes to post-secondary, you do have an option right here in Vernon with Okanagan College Vernon campus right here in the city. And you're a short 35-minute drive to UBC Okanagan. Now, when it comes to services, the Jubilee Hospital here in Vernon is great. It offers emergency services as well as surgical services for its residents here in the north of Okanagan. Residents here do also benefit from having a primary and urgent care, as well as walk-in clinics and other healthcare services. Other everyday essentials like libraries, rec centers, shopping, public transit, those too are also all accessible as Vernon's infrastructure continues to grow. So while Vernon may not have as many things as some of our bigger centers, it really does have everything you do need right here. So I'm giving it a score of 7 out of 10. Vernon really is a four-season playground. You've got warm beaches and boating all summer long, hiking and biking trails that stretch for miles, and top-tier golf at Predator Ridge. And when winter hits, you are a quick 20-minute drive up to Silver Star Resort for incredible skiing and snowboarding. And now, when that snow melts, you can also do some awesome downhill mountain biking. With local farmers markets, art galleries, festivals, and a growing craft brewery and winery scene, Vernon really has something for you year-round. So it gives us a total score of 8 out of 10. Vernon's overall score comes in at 40 out of 60 overall, as Vernon really is that true gem that offers you everything for the Okanagan lifestyle without the hustle and bustle of a big city. It offers you more space, more affordability, and all that natural beauty rooted in nature and community. So whether you're retiring, raising a family, or relocating, Vernon might just be that perfect fit. Our next stop lands us right here in Lake Country. Now, this is a district that is named perfect because of its picturesque placement right between three beautiful lakes, Kalmalka Lake, Okanagan Lake, and Woods Lake. Lake Country is nestled here in the Okanagan Valley, right along the shorelines of Okanagan Lake to the west, Kalmalka Lake to the east, and Wood Lake right here in the middle. Now, we are situated perfectly with a proximity of Vernon 20 minutes to the north and Kelowna 10 to 15 minutes to the south. Being situated the way it is, it gives it the most picturesque way of being lakeside charm, mixed with rural, laid-back lifestyle and incredible views in every direction. Known for its laid-back lifestyle, orchard-lined roads, and stunning lake views, Lake Country is the perfect blend of small-town charm and natural luxury. Now, Lake Country has become one of the most desirable places to live in the Okanagan Valley for families, retirees, and for those who are just seeking a slower-paced lifestyle, minutes from all amenities. When it comes to beauty and appeal, Lake Country lives up to its name and then some. You are literally surrounded by water in every direction. Kalmalka offering you those Caribbean blue hues, to Wood Lake, which is perfect for families looking to boat or paddleboard. And then you've got Okanagan Lake just up over the hill. Framed by orchards, vineyards, and stunning hillsides, Lake Country offers you postcard-worthy views in every direction. With wineries, vegetable and fruit stands lining the road, and farm-to-table eateries, Lake Country gives you a peaceful, rural feel, all while being minutes from the city. So if you are somebody who is dreaming for quiet beauty mixed with endless ways to get into the outdoors, then Lake Country might just be that perfect fit here in the Okanagan Valley. So for that, I'm giving it a score of 9 out of 10. When it comes to transportation and walkability, Lake Country is primarily a car-oriented area with minimal access to public transit and walkable neighborhoods. That isn't to say that there isn't beautiful ways to get outdoors and walk, but when you're looking to get access to amenities, it really lacks a walkability score. While Winfield's town center does offer you the most walkability here with access to schools, some shops, grocery stores, and cafes, your day-to-day errands are most likely going to need to be done via car. And that's because most neighborhoods are spread out up into the hills or down along the lakeshore roads. Public transit does exist and does have a route to UBCO. However, access is limited and would be a challenge for daily commuting. So when we look at transportation and walkability, I'm giving Lake Country a score of 3 out of 10. When it comes to affordability, Lake Country used to be a hidden gem, a more affordable place to look outside of Kelowna that offered big views, a small town charm, and a more laid-back lifestyle. But over the last few years, we have seen a surge in demand and with it, sales prices. Right now in Lake Country, we are seeing prices following its increase in demand. And if we look at the current market, you've got a median sales price for single-family homes of about $1,040,000. Townhouses are around $670,000. And condos, well, you're looking at about $440,000. While house prices here in Lake Country are still a little bit more affordable than Central Kelowna, that gap is narrowing quickly, especially in areas like Carr's Landing, the Lakes, and Lakestone, where we have incredible lake views and new constructions coming at a premium. The value proposition here in Lake Country still remains strong. It's a place where buyers get the best of both worlds. Quick, easy access to the city, but a much quieter, slow-paced lifestyle and access to 3 lakes here. Lake Country has a high-quality lifestyle that's hard to match. So whether you're an upgrader, a downsizer, or an investor, Lake Country has a lifestyle return on investment, and it is attracting people from all over BC and beyond. So when we look at affordability, I'm giving it a score of 6 out of 10. Lake Country's economy is rooted in agriculture, tourism, construction, and small business. And with its close proximity to UBCO and Kelowna's job market, many residents here in Lake Country enjoy a quieter paced lifestyle with a short commute into their jobs. Wineries, orchards, and the outdoor tourism industry does offer some seasonal part-time and full-time work. With Lake Country's continued growth, we are, however, seeing a bit more of that remote work, startups, and small businesses growing here. So we get a score of 4 out of 10. But let's remember, you are just a short commute drive to Vernon and Kelowna with larger job markets, so don't take Lake Country off your list. Now let's talk about education. As Lake Country continues to grow, so does its access to incredible schools. Now, Lake Country is part of school district number 23, and so it has a great lineup of elementary, middle, and high schools, and also has incredible proximity to UBC Okanagan. So whether you're raising a family or pursuing your own education, Lake Country has you covered. This area has also evolved from a seasonal destination to a year-round residential community, now offering 2 grocery stores, medical clinics, fitness facilities, cafes, and shopping. Now, if you need more specialized medical or you want some of those big box retailers, you are just a quick 10-minute drive into Kelowna. Lake Country is a place where you can enjoy small town living without losing the convenience of everyday amenities. So we have a score of 6 out of 10. If you are an outdoor enthusiast, then Lake Country is going to be a paradise for outdoor activities. Now, being surrounded by multiple lakes gives you endless access to days on the boat, paddleboards, swimming, and beach time. The Okanagan Rail Trail is perfect for walking and biking, while the surrounding mountains and forest offer fantastic hikes. The Scenic Sip Wine Trail is dotted with boutique wineries, and it's a standout attraction here as it showcases the local culture, all with breathtaking views. Now, agriculture is a huge part of this area. So farmers markets, orchards, and vineyard tours are all a huge part of the lifestyle here. So when it comes to activities and attractions, Lake Country has so much to offer. So I'm giving it a score of 8 out of 10. There you have it. You can see why Lake Country is top rated and comes in with a total score of 36 out of 60. Overall, Lake Country offers a slow-paced lifestyle, natural beauty, and easy access to both Kelowna and Vernon. So if you are somebody who is looking for more space, a quiet lifestyle, and stunning lakes, Lake Country might just be that perfect middle ground. Now, heading 20 minutes down Okanagan Lake along the eastern shores, you're going to find yourself in the heart of the economic engine of the Okanagan Valley, the city of Kelowna. Now, the city of Kelowna is the largest metropolitan area between Vancouver and Calgary, and it's a city that is surrounded by stunning lake views, beautiful vineyards, and mountain views in every direction. Now, with a university campus, an international airport, and a major hospital, along with a fast-growing tech industry, and Kelowna is the perfect blend of natural beauty and economic energy like no other city in the region. There's a reason why Kelowna is one of the most sought-after destinations in all of Canada. You've got everything from beaches to wineries, ski hills, hiking trails, orchards, and incredible neighborhoods all wrapped into one. You can wake up with big white mornings on the ski hill or end with lakefront sunsets, allowing Kelowna to live up to its nickname of a year-round playground. So I'm going to give it a score of 9 out of 10. Now here's where things get a little bit mixed. When we look at walkability, Kelowna's neighborhoods are often built out into the hills. So a walkability score can be a bit challenging depending on where you live. Now, if you live in the downtown, walkability is incredible. You can walk to get your groceries, out to your favorite restaurants. You have everything you need without a vehicle. However, if you live in maybe areas like Wilden, the Upper Mission, or parts of Glenmore, you're going to rely heavily on a vehicle. The city of Kelowna has made progress when it comes to its transit system. However, it can still be a challenge when it comes to inconsistent coverage and frequency, especially if you're living in the suburban areas. So we're going to top it off with a score of 6 out of 10. Kelowna is the most expensive city in the Okanagan Valley and one of the most expensive cities here in British Columbia outside of the Lower Mainland. And looking at it this year, we have single-family homes with a median price of $1,031,500, townhouses with a median price of $685,000, and condos with a median price range of about $435,000. That said, the higher priced real estate is in demand because the lifestyle that Kelowna offers and the investment potential is there. So I'm going to give it a score of 5. Kelowna's job market is thriving and actually growing in new directions too. We've got deep roots in things like agriculture, wine, and tourism. However, we're also thriving and growing in areas like our tech industry, healthcare, education, construction, and entrepreneurship. Now we're home to Kelowna's General Hospital and the UBCO Okanagan campus, but we're also drawing in startups and workers who are going to be working remotely, as well as innovators from across the country. So if you're looking to build a career or a business, Kelowna has more opportunities than anywhere else in the valley. So we're giving it a score of 8. With incredible public and private schools, UBCO, a full-service hospital and international airport, we've got shopping, recreational services, professional services, restaurants. Really, Kelowna leads the Okanagan Valley in having everything you need. So whether you're looking to raise a family here or retire here, you're going to be able to have access to all the services you need with great infrastructure. So we're giving it a score of 8 out of 10. There is no shortage of things to do here in Kelowna. From paddleboarding and boating in the summer, to skiing and snowshoeing in the winter, to wine tasting year-round. And we've got an incredible cultural scene with markets, art shows, festivals, and concerts. Add in top-tier golf courses and hundreds of hiking and biking trails, along with a fast-growing food and drink scene, you can see why so many people fall in love with this city. We're giving it a score of 10 out of 10. Kelowna is the anchor of the Okanagan. It's scenic, dynamic, and full of opportunity, and it has a total score of 46 out of 60. It's a place where people come to build their career, raise a family, and chase that lifestyle that's hard to find anywhere else in Canada. So if you are looking for the energy of a growing city paired with stunning beauty, then Kelowna might be your perfect fit. Now we've crossed the bridge from Kelowna and have landed in West Kelowna, a city that offers all the perks of Okanagan living, but at a much more relaxed pace and lifestyle. Depending on traffic, you can get from downtown Kelowna into West Kelowna in as little as 5 to 10 minutes. So this makes it a top runner for those who work in Kelowna but want to live in West Kelowna because they want maybe more space, more nature, and more home for their money. West Kelowna offers what I think are some of the most spectacular lake views in the entire valley. Plus, we've also got vineyard-covered slopes, incredible beachfront parks like Galatly Bay and Bear Creek, along with hikes like Mount Boucherie. You are surrounded in stunning beauty here in West Kelowna. So for that, I am giving you a score of 8 out of 10. When it comes to transit and walkability, West Kelowna has some of the same challenges as its neighbor across the bridge. With the neighborhoods being quite spread out, most residents here rely heavily on their vehicle, even for daily tasks. With that said, there is some progress being made, like the Boucherie Wine Trail with safe sidewalks and bike paths, and the Shannon Lake Corridor, which has sidewalks and walking paths coming to life. Now, when it comes to transit, West Kelowna still has some catching up to do. There is spotty coverage and not a lot of frequency. Coverage and frequency are still limited, especially outside of the West Bank core. So for that, we're giving West Kelowna a score of 6. While house prices have risen here in recent years, you do still find better value in West Kelowna than in compared to Kelowna, especially when it comes to detached homes on larger lots. If we look at this year specifically, we have a current median price for detached homes of $925,000. Townhomes with a median sale price of $668,000 and condos with a median sale price of $440,000. So whether you're looking for an entry-level condo, a family home in a beautiful neighborhood, or a luxury property in Lakeview Heights, West Kelowna has so many options. So we're giving it a score of 5 out of 10. West Kelowna also has a rapidly growing economy. Here you're going to find jobs in things like construction, agriculture, wine, retail, and then there's also a lot of small home-based businesses that are on the rise as well. Many also make a commute into Kelowna for those who maybe work in healthcare, education, or that tech sector. But West Kelowna is the perfect hybrid for opportunity mixed with lifestyle. So for employment opportunities, we're giving it a score of 7 out of 10. West Kelowna is so popular for families, and it's easy to see why. It's home to some incredible public schools. You've got wonderful family-friendly neighborhoods with parks, quiet family streets, beautiful beaches, great sports programs, and also awesome community centers. You've got great amenities here with all your big box stores, restaurants, clinics, libraries, and local events to keep your community vibe nice and strong. So it's getting a score of 7 out of 10. Access and attractions is where West Kelowna totally shines. Residents here can walk out their door onto incredible hiking trails, beautiful beaches, wineries, and access to Okanagan Lake. So whether you're walking along the Galatli Bay Boardwalk, or maybe you're paddling along the shoreline, or visiting the 20+ wineries along the West Side Wine Route, there is always something to do here in West Kelowna. Now it's a little more laid back than Kelowna, but that's the point. So it's getting a score of 9 out of 10. West Kelowna really is the best of both worlds. You've got peaceful suburban neighborhoods surrounded by nature, all while being just a few minutes from downtown Kelowna. So whether you're looking to raise a family, work remotely, or maybe you just want a little bit more space, West Kelowna might be exactly what you're looking for here in the Okanagan Valley. So as a total, we have a score of 42 out of 60. West Kelowna really does give you the best of both worlds. Continuing on with our journey, we find ourselves in Fintry. Now, Fintry is a small, often overlooked community that is on the west side of Okanagan Lake, just north of West Kelowna. It's often overlooked by so many, but once it's found, people truly love the quietness, the remoteness, and the absolute beauty that Fintry has to offer. The beauty and appeal of Fintry, it absolutely lies in the calm, quiet, slow-paced lifestyle it offers. It is a much slower pace than other more developed areas in the Okanagan, and it draws those that are looking to step outside of those areas to just enjoy that quietness. Fintry is framed by forested areas, sparkling lake views, and wide open skies. Fintry really has that off-the-grid allure. It's a feeling that people go where they can feel miles away from cities. Now, whether it's a cozy cabin or a hilltop home offering you incredible lake views, Fintry has so much to offer. So for that, I'm giving it a score of 7 out of 10. Fintry's charm stays with its remoteness. So when we consider walkability and transit, well, you're in a place that has no stores, no restaurants, just forested areas and stunning lake views. But the trade-off is that public transit just really doesn't exist. Fintry is for those who are looking for that quiet, rural living where houses are spread apart and you have space. So even being able to get back into a city center, you're going along West Side Road, which is a beautiful road with winding turns along the lake. That said, it does take about 30 to 45 minutes to get back into downtown Kelowna, depending on where you live there. Life here is absolutely car dependent, but lots of people enjoy that drive and trade it off for the space and quietness that they get. But when we look at walkability and transit, it gets a score of 1 out of 10. One of the biggest draws of Fintry is its affordability, especially with those stunning lake views and forested areas. Now, because it's very rural and there's lots of space, it really only offers detached homes. There isn't a condo or townhouse in sight. Larger lots, leasehold options, and that rural off-the-grid opportunity, well, those all contribute to those lower prices that you can find in Fintry that you won't find on the east side of the lake. So when it comes to affordability, we have a median price for a detached home at about $640,000. That's significantly different than many other locations. Fintry is a great option for those who are looking for a vacation property, maybe a long-term lifestyle change, or if you want to be able to live near the water without those big city prices. So when we consider affordability, I give it a score of 8 out of 10. Fintry is not a commercial or business hub whatsoever. Employment can be a challenge. There are virtually no businesses, offices, or even industrial centers in the area. Those who live here, typically they either work remotely, commute occasionally into West Kelowna or Kelowna, or they're retired. So if you are somebody who has flexible work or your work doesn't require a daily commute, then Fintry might be a perfect place to consider for that peaceful, quiet lifestyle. But when it comes to an employment, it absolutely gets a score of 1 out of 10. Because of Fintry's rural and remoteness, when we consider education and services, it tracks low. Fintry doesn't offer a school for its community at all. Kids, they either commute into West Kelowna or Kelowna for specialized programs. Residents rely on Kelowna and West Kelowna to serve all other amenities. So planning ahead is essential, whether you're looking to go to the clinic, buy groceries, school runs. All those things are going to take a commute. With that being said, there is a vacation area out there called La Casa, and there they do have one privately owned grocery store. So when we come to schools and services, we're getting a score of 1 out of 10. What Fintry lacks in amenities, in my opinion, it makes up for it when it comes to natural beauty. Fintry is for the nature lover who's looking for endless ways to get into the outdoors. Residents here, well, they enjoy things like hiking, fishing, boating, and even just taking in watching the wildlife that surrounds this area. We have Fintry Provincial Park, which is a beautiful location, offering beautiful waterfalls, quiet beaches, some historic landmarks, and some of the most picturesque camping in all of the Okanagan. Life here is quiet, peaceful, and perfect for the person who loves the outdoors. So when I consider activities and attractions, they are basically only surrounding the outdoors, but I do give it a score of 3 out of 10. I think it's fair to say that Fintry isn't for everyone, and that's why people love it. It is for those who are looking for space, silence, and remote tranquility, with some beautiful lake views along the way. Fintry, it's that place to consider if you're looking for a great getaway for a weekend, or maybe your vacation. You might consider it as a long-term investment with plans for the future. Or maybe you are just that person who is dreaming to live somewhere away from the busy hustle and bustle of the city, but still somewhere in the Okanagan. It's got a truly unique opportunity and a total score of 21 out of 50. Next up, we land in Peachland. Peachland is a small town that often flies under the radar, but shouldn't, because it offers some of the most spectacular lake views and small town vibes found in the Okanagan. Nestled between Penticton and West Kelowna, running along Okanagan Lake on the west side, we have Peachland offering some of the most spectacular lake views. It's known for its laid-back lifestyle, welcoming community, the incredible waterfront that offers parks, beaches, cafes, and shopping. When we consider Peachland and look at it for beauty and appeal, it is so easy to see why people choose Peachland. It has the most incredible Okanagan charm, framed around a laid-back lifestyle and scenic beauty. We've got steep hillsides with homes that offer the most spectacular lake and valley views. And right at its heart, we have Beach Avenue running along the lake. Peachland feels like the kind of place where life slows down in the best kind of way. You have people enjoying coffee in the mornings or afternoon drinks on outside patios, looking out over the stunning waterfront. it's one of the most picturesque and relaxing places to live in the valley. And it is no surprise that it was named one of the top places to live the good life in BC. So we're giving it a score of 9 out of 10. Peachland offers one of the most walkable waterfronts in the entire Okanagan Valley. We have Beach Ave running right along the lake, offering you restaurants, shops, beaches, and parks, all within easy walking distance to one another. However, homes, they are set up into the hills, not offering much walkability at all. For most residents, you're going to rely heavily on a vehicle or a considerable walk or bike ride. When it comes to public transit, there are some limited routes taking you into West Kelowna or Penticton. For families and residents, you're going to need a vehicle, especially for those living in the newer neighborhoods up in the hills. So for transit and walkability, Peachland gets a score of 3 out of 10. When we consider affordability, Peachland's picturesque setting and lake lifestyle, well, it comes with quite a big price tag. Yes, some of your household expenses, they may be more modest than some of the bigger centers, but this budget can still be out of reach for a lot of home buyers. Home prices are elevated relative to local wages, but for those who choose to live in Peachland, it's less about that and more about being able to live in the unique small town charm that Peachland has to offer. When I look at median prices, you have single-family homes selling for about $950,000 and townhouses at around that $700,000 mark. But for those who can make it work, even though affordability can be a hurdle, Peachland gives them an incredible lifestyle that many small communities can't. So it gets a score of 6 out of 10. Employment is concentrated to sectors like tourism, retail, and construction, with some seasonal work sprinkled in there. But many residents in Peachland are going to make a commute into West Kelowna or Kelowna to be able to work in industries like healthcare, education, and more of those professional services. So when we look at employment, it gets a score of 2 out of 10. Peachland is a part of School District 23 and does offer an elementary school. But for those needing middle school and high school, you'll be commuting into West Kelowna. Now, looking at schools and services, Peachland's Beach Ave, well, it's home to cafes, shopping, restaurants, and most of your services. There is another strip mall area that does offer a few other amenities. But when it comes to being able to have access to all the things you need, you do typically require yourself to head into West Kelowna. So we give it a score of 3 out of 10. Peachland is rich with activities and attractions that draw in its residents and visitors alike. Outdoor enthusiasts have so many options, like taking a hike to Pincushion for spectacular views, or heading down to Antler Beach to enjoy swimming, kayaking, paddleboards, or picnics. The waterfront is a host to many events, like local farmers markets, artisan fairs, and lakefront festivals. The community finds ways to gather, whether it be paddleboarding or kayaking events, car shows, or other community gatherings. Peachland is looking for ways to build rich community. Peachland is a hub for recreation, culture, and scenic enjoyment, getting a score of 7 out of 10. Peachland offers that relaxed, laid-back lifestyle with stunning lake views and endless ways to get outdoors. It gets a total score of 30 out of 50. And for so many, whether you are raising a family, you're retired, or you have the ability to work remotely, Peachland offers you incredible small town charm with great access to amenities that you can't find other places. So it comes top rated for so many looking to land in the Okanagan. Now we have headed 20 kilometers south and have found ourselves in the beautiful small town of Summerland. This incredible small town is known for its orchards, vineyards, and warm sunny climate. Nestled between Peachland to the north and Penticton to the south, Summerland blends perfectly agriculture, lakeside living, and an incredible, strong sense of community. When we consider beauty and appeal, Summerland is a true Okanagan gem, with rolling hills, expansive orchards, and sweeping views of Lake Okanagan. The town itself is a great blend of natural beauty and agricultural heritage. Its downtown is incredibly charming, offering you cafes, shops, local eateries, and wineries. While the lakefront, it has great beaches, parks, and walking trails. With its incredible landscape and mixed with its small town charm, Summerland is a perfect fit for so many looking to live here in the Okanagan. So we give it a beauty and appeal score of 8 out of 10. Summerland's downtown core is compact and walkable, which is great. You've got shops, restaurants, and services all within walking distance. And the lakeshore communities are pretty accessible via foot, but some of the surrounding neighborhoods are fairly car dependent. Public transit does exist, but it is minimal. You do have a couple of routes that will take you into Penticton, but most residents living here are going to rely fairly heavily on cars, even for their daily amenities. So we're giving it a score of 4 out of 10. Summerland's housing market does sit above many of the other small towns in the South Okanagan. Housing prices commands a premium, and that's due to the lake views, the vineyards, and the incredible lifestyle that it offers. Now, the prices with regards to utilities and monthly household income, well, those just don't quite line up with the typical income and the property prices. So it does make it a challenge for those who are looking, especially first-time buyers, to finding an affordable option here in Summerland. So if we look at median prices, you've got single-family homes at about $820,000. So we're giving Summerland a score of 6.5 out of 10. Employment in Summerland centers around agriculture, hospitality, tourism, and retail, with some seasonal work as well. But you'll find many of the residents commuting into particularly Penticton if they're looking for more professional services, healthcare, or education. Now, if you work in one of those industries that Summerland supports, or maybe you work remotely, or you don't mind a short commute, Summerland can be a great option. But when it comes to its employment, we're giving it a score of 5 out of 10. If we look to consider schools and services, well, Summerland is serviced by School District 67 and does have elementary, middle, and high schools. But if you're looking to attend a college or post-secondary, you're looking to travel into either Penticton or Kelowna. Now, Summerland is a host to most of the amenities that you need. You've got all things like your grocers, shops, restaurants, but if you do need some of those bigger city amenities, most are commuting into either, again, Penticton or Kelowna. So we give Summerland a score of 5 out of 10. Summerland offers an abundance of activities and attractions for both residents and visitors alike. Outdoor enthusiasts are going to be in heaven when it comes to being able to hike endless mountain trails or downhill mountain biking. Water enthusiasts head to Waterfront Park for beautiful beaches and parks. Wine and fruit lovers can visit local orchards, vineyards, and tasting rooms, while seasonal events like farmers markets, festivals, and lakefront gatherings, those all go to build an incredible sense of community. When it comes to Summerland, you get a score of 4 out of 10. Summerland is so cute, and it delivers a great blend of small farm town feels and lakeside beauty, all within great proximity to Penticton and the greater Okanagan. It gets a total score of 34 out of 50 because whether you're looking to raise a family, you're retired, or you're looking for a scenic place to work remotely, Summerland offers a welcoming community, a great quality of life, and should be a top contender if you're looking in the South Okanagan. Now we've found ourselves at the very southern tip of Okanagan Lake in the city of Penticton. Now this is an incredibly iconic spot because Penticton is situated between Okanagan Lake to the north and Skaha Lake to the south, being one of the only cities in the world to be set between two beautiful lakes. This setting gives Penticton an incredible vibe. From beaches to boating, wineries, breweries, and an incredible arts and culture scene. Penticton offers you that great Okanagan vibe and has endless outdoor recreation options and really has something for everyone. When it comes to beauty and appeal, Penticton really has a lot going for it. Being situated between two lakes provides you endless beauty around every turn, from parks to beaches, vineyards and wineries in the surrounding hills, and even things like the Skaha Bluffs and Kettle Valley Rail Trail. There is so much scenery around. And the downtown, it's got a great culture scene. You've got awesome restaurants, cafes, breweries. Penticton really does a great job of blending lifestyle with natural beauty. So it gets a score of 9 out of 10. Penticton is one of the most walkable cities in the Okanagan. Especially if you're in that downtown core or along the lakeshore, you can easily access services, restaurants, and shopping by foot. Penticton also does have a transit system, but like most areas in the Okanagan, people typically do still rely on their vehicles, especially if you're headed to places like Apex Mountain or the Naramata Beach. So while it's walkable at its core, I'd give Penticton a score of 6 out of 10 for walkability. Affordability in Penticton really is a bit of a mixed bag. But the good news is that prices in Penticton are typically more approachable than those in Kelowna, making it especially desirable for young families, retirees, and even remote workers who are still looking for that Okanagan lifestyle. You'll find a wide range of options too, everything from condos to townhouses, single-family homes, heritage properties, and even those luxury lakeside estates. When we look at prices, you have a median price for single-family homes of $760,000. Townhouses are at about $482,000, and condos at $372,000. So while it's certainly not cheap, it is a step down from places like Kelowna. So I'd give affordability a score of 7 out of 10. Penticton is one of the employment hubs of the South Okanagan, with jobs in areas like tourism, healthcare, education, and construction, along with a lot of small businesses as well. The city also has a growing entrepreneurial scene and those who work remotely, who love the lifestyle and want to live here. One thing to keep in mind is that there are many seasonal jobs here as well. So while there's a boost in employment in the summer months, those do typically taper off into the fall and winter. Still, Penticton is big enough to offer meaningful employment without the overwhelm of a big city. So when it comes to employment, we give it a score of 6 out of 10. Penticton has a solid range of schools, all part of School District 67, so offering families multiple elementary, middle, and high school options, as well as one of Okanagan College's campuses here in Penticton. Penticton is also well set up with grocery stores, healthcare, recreation, and tons of community programming, making it really convenient for young families, retirees, or really anybody who lives in the Penticton area. Overall, we'd give Penticton a score of 7 out of 10 when it comes to schools and services. When we consider activities and attractions, Penticton really is tough to beat. In the summertime, you can float the channel or enjoy some of the best sandy beaches in all of the Okanagan. Those adventure seekers can head out on the Kettle Valley Rail Trail or hiking the Skaha Bluffs, and in the winter, head out to Apex Mountain. You've also got the most incredible wineries along the Naramata Bench. But what really makes Penticton incredible is its community. From the city's festivals and concerts to the farmers market that takes over all of Main Street and draws people from all over the valley, Penticton has so much culture, recreation, and lifestyle all packed into one city, getting a score of 9 out of 10. I have to say, Penticton really is one of those places that captures the heart of the Okanagan. And it's no surprise that it is ranked one of our highest communities here with a score of 44 out of 60. Penticton really is that full Okanagan experience, from lakeside living to outdoor adventure and a lively urban core, all while staying approachable and livable. Penticton brings together opportunity, lifestyle, and natural beauty. And honestly, after spending time here, I can see why so many people fall in love with it and choose to call it home. Before we dig into our final stop, I want us to zoom out for a second, because the Okanagan actually stretches farther than I think most people realize. It stretches south past Osoyoos to the US border, including the small communities of Okanagan Falls, Kelowna, and Osoyoos, and then north of Vernon to include areas like Lumbee, Enderby, and Coldstream, each adding its own flavor to the valley, from rich farmland to quiet escapes and recreational gems. But for today's video, we are going to wrap up in one of my absolute favorite locations in the entire Okanagan Valley, the village of Naramata. This is truly one of the most beautiful spots in the entire Okanagan Valley. It's a quaint village surrounded by rolling vineyards, boutique wineries, and stunning lake views. It's peaceful, creative, and full of so much charm, and it's only about 15 to 20 minutes back into Penticton. This is a location that is sure to impress. Naramata really is pure Okanagan charm. It's situated on the eastern shores of Lake Okanagan and is surrounded by rolling hills full of vineyards and the famous Naramata Bench. Here you'll find more than 40 boutique wineries and cideries. You'll also find artisan shops and markets, and some of the most stunning lake and valley views in the entire Okanagan Valley. Add in the hidden beaches and quiet rural streets, and it makes you feel like you're a world away from the hustle and bustle. So when it comes to beauty and appeal, I give Naramata a 10 out of 10. When it comes to walkability, Naramata is quite spread out. Aside from its quaint main street, the rest of Naramata is actually quite rural, so it relies heavily on vehicles. Most of your day-to-day amenities are back in Penticton, so residents rely heavily on their cars. Now, those lakeside areas and wineries are awesome for a leisurely stroll or cycle, but with extremely limited transit, majority of what you are needing to do is not going to happen by foot. So we give Naramata a score of 2 out of 10. Affordability in Naramata is definitely on the high side, with options ranging from vineyard acreages to lakeside estates to custom hillside homes. Prices can get steep, especially if you are looking for those lakeside or vineyard properties. In Naramata, the median price for a single-family home is $1.1 million. For buyers who value peace, scenery, and that rural charm, the investment can often feel worth it. But when it comes to actual overall affordability, Naramata gets a score of 5 out of 10. Employment opportunities in Naramata are quite limited. Majority of employment here is focused around hospitality, tourism, the wineries, or small-scale farms. Many residents will find themselves commuting back into Penticton or get the opportunity to work remotely and enjoy that peaceful, quiet lifestyle, all while still being connected to the job hub of the South Okanagan. So while it's an absolutely incredible place to live, when it comes to employment, it definitely isn't an employment hub. So I'm giving it a score of 2 out of 10. Being a small village community, Naramata relies heavily on Penticton for both its schools and services. Residents in Penticton will most often be traveling into Penticton for things like grocery stores, healthcare, and your middle, secondary, and onwards in school. Naramata does have one elementary school, K-5, in its community, but after that, students typically commute into Penticton for middle and high school. Now, although your services and your real amenities are close by, Naramata itself has incredible charm with cozy cafes, cute shops, farmers market, and community events that build a strong sense of community. Because of its limited option, I do have to rate Naramata a 3 out of 10 in this category. When it comes to activities and attractions, Naramata really shines as a leisure destination. You can hike scenic trails, hop on your bike along those country roads, of course enjoy the wineries along Naramata Bench, or swim and paddle at the beautiful hidden beaches. There are also seasonal markets, wine festivals, and great community events that bring the village to life, all while keeping that small town charm. That said, because Naramata is more leisure focused than activity packed like some of the bigger centers, I'm gonna give Naramata a 6 out of 10 when it comes to activities and attractions. Naramata really is the epitome of Okanagan charm. With stunning vineyards and boutique wineries to incredible lake views, you can see why it gets for beauty a 10 out of 10. But here's the flip side. It's not super walkable, jobs are limited, and housing comes at a premium. So overall, Naramata gets a score of 28 out of 60. At the end of the day, it's less about convenience and more about lifestyle. So if you are seeking slow pace, quietness, and charm, this little village is pretty tough to beat. It's easy to lump the entire Okanagan all together. Same lakes, same mountains, same valley. But each different community, as you can see, has its own charming vibe. From the family-friendly streets of Lake Country, to the creative energy in Naramata, to the charming lake shores of Peachland, to the hustle and bustle and buzz of Kelowna. Now, when we total up all the scores and look at overall rankings, we have Kelowna topping the list with a score of 46, Penticton at 44, West Kelowna 42, Vernon at 40, and Lake Country at 36. Summerland coming in at 34.5, Peachland at 30, Naramata at 28, and Fintry at 21. At the end of the day, I just want you to remember these numbers, they're just a guide. They're not the whole picture. And one of these areas could be what you've been dreaming of, depending on what you're looking for and where you are in your life. And if you're looking to move here or invest here, or maybe you're just doing some research on what it might look like in the Okanagan, I hope this video gives you a clear, honest picture of each community. So if you found this video helpful, like and subscribe, because we are always looking to put out new videos of how we can showcase life in the Okanagan. And drop a comment. Let me know which community you would choose if you had to. And if you are looking to make a move to the Okanagan, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. We have helped hundreds of families relocate here, and we'd love to answer your questions and walk you through the process. All my contact details, they're listed below, or you can click the link to book into my calendar directly. And if you'd like to dig deeper into any one of these communities that we've toured through, head to our channel. We've got so many videos that highlight what it looks like in this incredible region. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.